Hello there folks and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro Career on Snooker 19. Today is time for the third round, the last 16 of the World Snooker International Championship, and today we face off against the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins, in the last 16. So let's see what our competitive record's been like against John Higgins. Unbelievably, I haven't played John Higgins since we won the shootout final. That seems a long time ago now. I haven't played Higgins for a long time. But the first four performances against Higgins, we won. We beat him in the semi-final of this tournament in Season 1. We beat him in the quarterfinals of the Champion of Champions also in Season 1. And in the Northern Ireland Open. To be fair, all of those four tournaments were pretty close to each other. In fact, I need to check this. I feel like these tournaments were almost back-to-back. Apart from the UK's, we played against John Higgins in 4 out of 5 tournaments in Season 1, so that's bloody interesting. Then we didn't play him until the Portland Classic last 16 in Season 2, and John Higgins beat us by 3 frames to 1. So our first and only defeat to John Higgins. John did go on and win that tournament, I think at least, and then our last performance against him was that shootout victory. So it should be an interesting game today, definitely the biggest test we've had since we had that little blip in form that saw us go out of the English Open rather unexpectedly early, but today it's going to be interesting. John Higgins has won 7 tournaments in this career mode so far. The last one he won was the Coral Tour Championship. I think he only won 2 tournaments in Season 2, the Portland Classic being the other one, but he had a strong Season 1. He's probably about 4th or 5th at the moment in terms of the players who are playing well, but we haven't met him for a long time, so it's a nice surprise to see John Higgins here. Two Scots in the first 2 serious rounds of this tournament. Of course, we beat Graham Dott by 3 frames to 1 in the last 32. And today should be a very interesting match. Really a must-win, as I said on the last episode, because we could seriously lose a lot of ranking money should we not go deep into this tournament. We got into the final of Season 1, and of course we lose that money, 75,000 if we don't get there. But today's going to be a tough one, best of 5 against John Higgins, and that is, well, the perfect break-off, to be honest. We can only just get to this red, so it's a little bit unlucky. He nearly had us in a snooker from the off. And we needed a little bit of protection ourselves from the bulk cushion. We've got the cue ball right on the bulk cushion, so that's not going to hurt at all. And I don't think there's any obvious chance, so that was a good reply to what has to be said is a fantastic break-off from John.
To ensure he gets this cue ball tight to the cushion with the shot.
I think Higgins is a rather underappreciated figure in the whole of snooker. I don't fancy this red, to be honest. Just seems a little bit tight, so I'm not going to take it on. If John wants to take it, then I guess feel free to him, I suppose, but I'm not going to take it on. I usually take on those sort of shots, but I just don't fancy it. Don't need to hit that so hard, I don't think. We're a little bit past the bulk line, so we can afford to hit it a little bit softer, but woe is me, I got that one a bit wrong. And this is a decent chance now on that red that we decided not to play. But of the class of 92 players, he's second in terms of the all-time ranking tournaments, and he is rather underappreciated, I think, compared to both Willow and Ronnie O'Sullivan, to be honest. He's always been there, always been fairly consistent. Likeable fella as well, I always think, John Higgins. But he's off to a start in this match anyway. So let's see if he can do this in one visit. We took a gamble not going for the red. Equally, if we'd have missed the red, then probably been in a worse position than we are now.
16.
But I remember that being a big victory in the semis of the Oppo International Championship in Season 1 against Higgins. It was definitely the biggest match that we'd won, I think,
24.
To date, at least to there. Of course, we lost in the final to Judd Trump in that decider.
Taking on the pot along the cushion.
But yeah, it was a cracking win against John. And it seems, I didn't realise this at the time, but clearly we developed a nice run against him. Beat him 4 out of 4 times. It's a pretty special record against someone like John to have a record of 5-1. I think if we had that record against Willow or Ronnie O'Sullivan, that'd be pretty pleasing. I mean, we've got a good record against Mark Williams as well, actually. I think it's something like 4-2 or 5-2 or 4. We've certainly got a winning record against him. But it's been a good start from John Higgins. A break of 32 so far. A little bit lucky that red didn't trickle and block the black's route.
39.
Gonna have to play something to the middle pocket here, unless he wants to go and have a bit of a cut to the corner pocket. Yeah, it's absolutely fine to the middle. And he's looking in good form in this frame, so I'd expect him to get a break that's good enough to secure this first frame now. Quickly coming into a break of 50. I hope you guys are all good. Can't believe we're at part 25. Every 5 or 10 episodes is a milestone, I think. And yeah, it's a little bit gutted about the English Open, but hey, there's not much you can do about it, is there? So just opt into the blue this time, I would say.
48.
First time he's going to play that in this break.
Very well played.
There's still 7 reds left on the table. Sorry, is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 3, 4, 8. I can't count. There's now 7, so I guess fast forward that statement 30 seconds and we might well have been more accurate. But blue again here. Blue ball, such a worthy ball, I think. It's so valuable,
59.
particularly in my breaks. I find it a little bit tricky to stay around the black, so the blue's a great substitute. And clearly that's what John Higgins is doing at the moment. Because there's no easy position from playing a black. There's nothing in real close proximity, but he's going for the pink to get that back on its spot. Presume give him that little bit of flexibility as I was just talking about.
67.
And I think this black should do it.
Justice black required.
Nicely done.
So a potentially unfriendly reminder, but it might be a good reminder of what can happen if you let a player like John Higgins in.
What a great
But it was a
shot
cracking
that is.
break-off from John Higgins, so you feel like that shot alone gave him a potential opportunity. But a break of 81 so far. Wonder if this will get to the middle pocket. Oh, it can get to the top, and that's a beautiful pocket. Well, it's a nice pocket, I guess. It's the same as the rest, but it's a beautiful pot. That's what I meant.
Well played.
But he's playing well at the moment.
27.
Needs to get some sort of strategy to get on these 2 reds on the cushion. So he's playing the blue. Let's see how he goes about this.
Would you
Unless he
believe
plays some sort of plant or whatever here. He's going to have to settle for a break of 93, but it's a
John Higgins.
bloody cracker. And
Conceded.
John Higgins leads this match by 1 frame to 0. Brilliant start from the Wizard. So let's see if our break off is anything that's reminiscent of the solid safety that John got. It's not too bad. Our break off's never too risky. And that wasn't bad at all. Nice shot. It's just a thin shot from him himself. Ooh, he knocks the brown on. So we've got a little potential starter. For some reason, I just don't fancy it.
He looks like
However, I am aware that, of
on
course,
the cushion here.
could be taking a risk because John may well get a second chance. It's not too bad, though. I think the blue blocks any chance for a pot. It does, so right decision on that account. Managed to just hit the 1 red there. That's impressive. But this is a more likely chance, I think. Can't turn down 2 chances at an opening red.
not played that well?
A chance that in most games you definitely take, and certainly considering now that
He's aiming
it's a little bit easy to get out of that
That's a
position with the reds, because there was that line that was developing there. We got to start this second frame, and hopefully we can bounce back. So an important frame this, for obvious reasons.
Pop this into the left corner pocket. Tremendous spot.
He's right on top of his game at the moment.
6.
Will the black go to the other corner just for reference later on? Yeah, it will. Okay, cool. Okie dokie. Overhit that a little.
7.
But the pink's an option here. So, might as well... Oh, if we can get it bloody right, we might well take that on. Problem is, we're not really that well positioned for anything else after that. Could try the cannon, but it's a little bit too early for that, I think. So, we'll go for the blue. And the Has to be a pretty hard shot in terms of power. And get for this red on the black cushion. So the blue's there. Just need the position now, and it's looking fairly good to me. It's a good shot.
12.
These are always a risk. Certainly missable. Good pot though, and well,
13.
not positioned ourselves ideally for the black, so what do we play from there? Might be safety time, I think. Not the best start particularly. Would have liked to have got something with a little bit more conviction there, but oh well. Be nice if this came up right behind the yellow. It hasn't, but because of how far across
30.
the table it is, it's not really much of a potting chance, so that's absolutely fine. Just depends if John beats us in the safety battle. A few more reds released. Again, it's a chance for John. Maybe we should have tried to split a few more reds. But he's just going for the safety. It's a surprise. Clearly sees an opportunity there, but I'm not sure what he really was trying to play. Not sure, because he's left us quite a significant chance to have a second go at this, but we've cannoned quite a few reds. But I guess it leaves the black free on the cushion, so that's nice to see. It's going to have to be a blue ball pot again. Luckily though, we've got quite a few options after this, but this has got to go right, or else it's a frame winning chance for John. Tricky one though, but it's there.
What a magnificent pot that is.
6.
Can't go wrong there. Just need to put a little bit more focus into our game.
Corner here.
Play a few shots ahead. And hopefully we should be able to get back into this match and make it one each.
7.
Yeah, I agree, we could have played that better.
This should be straightforward enough.
Trying to get this onto the opposite cushion. It's not worked too badly, to be honest. It's a little bit tight, this red on the cushion. I don't really fancy the cut shot here, I must admit. Although, it doesn't seem like too bad a chance. So I'm going to give it a go. Tricky one though. But it's there. Played that of course with an element of safety. But equally we can put the yellow back on its spot. Play it nice and soft as well as, and well, if I can get my bloody words out. As well as going for the getting position on the ball that we already want to position on. But actually looking at that, seems like a risk that isn't really worth taking from there. So we're going to set off another break of 13 here. And just play this up behind the green.
That's what he was after. Nicely played.
Not quite in one visit form at the moment, but nonetheless, we put John in the snooker, and as you can see, gives us a little bit more of a chance. I think that was the right decision. Could have very much gone pear-shaped. Luckily it didn't. That could have been embarrassing.
Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket.
Good pot on the black.
And in it goes.
He's queuing extremely
Can't play that again, obviously, because it's back on its spot now. Don't think it'll pass this red, so blue ball it is this time. And it's nice and straight on it. Okay. So really, I suppose there are options to the middle pocket. Didn't consider that. So I guess we go for the cannon on the red just to push it along the cushion a little.
An expert long potter, and he's taking
But not too hard that we potentially pot the blue as the red as well. Nah, that's fine. That's soft enough and
14.
allows us either a chance to tap this in or gives us a chance for a red to the middle. And angle's not so good on that, but I'm fairly confident, so I'm going to play it. Like nice and soft as well. Hopefully this goes, or else it's a chance for John to make it 2-0. So risky business here. Looks good to me though, and it's a good pot.
That's a top shot. Well played.
Good pot, splits the pack.
Superb cueing.
I'm going to play another pot to the middle here. Hopefully we've not been greedy with our pots to the middle, but we'll play this again nice and soft. Nudge the aim to give the middle pocket a little bit more. And as you can see, that was a nice pot. A little bit more leeway I always find towards the middle pockets is important. Let's check this pink ball does go to the opposite pocket, or else we could be in for a little bit of embarrassment. Let's see. I don't think it does actually. I don't think it passes the red. It's fairly close. To be honest, I don't really think it's worth the risk, so can play this shot for the blue ball, no issue there. Oh, we've underhit it though. That could leave us in a bit of a spot of bother. Now if black would go, that's a perfect shot on the black. But as you can see, it wasn't, so again, finding we're having to play a bit of a recovery here.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
Not in the best form positionally, but our potting game is as good as usual.
Trademark long pot there.
I mean, even there, our position's not great.
27.
But our good eye for a pot is helping us at the moment. And once again, that's proven. And the cue ball ends up in quite a nice position to play this pink into the middle pocket.
Just the pink ball now.
And we've underhit that, but the pink's there. And as Neil Fold says, it was just the pink ball we needed. And that should be this second frame. But I have to say, it's not been without issue. It's been very scrappy. Let's try and drop this red in. It's tricky. Looks good to me, though. So a bit of a weird one at the moment. Our potting game's great, but our positional game is weak. But in this frame, we've done okay. And we should certainly be over the winning line now.
Just wants to sink this into the left corner pocket. Excellent shot.
That's not too bad positionally, though. Again, running a little bit far.
37.
Not going to work to give a punt to this red. Not a big fan of these cut shots.
He's attempting to sink this.
If ever there's time to practice is when you've got a frame in the bag, and that was probably one of the better shots we've played at that sort of angle, so I'm proud of that. Good shot. Maybe it might not be worth playing the grey, the blue there. Just possibly. I think, if I'm right, that red is one we've wanted to get rid of since the start of the frame. Potentially would have been the first ball in this break, actually. I'm going to leave it till the last because the other red looks inviting.
That's a top shot.
And isn't it weird how you line up a red? I mean, I don't think that's ever happened to me before, where it's been the first one I was looking for in a break and actually ends up being the last of the reds being potted. But nonetheless, I'm not really bothered. But a good recovery to make it 1 each. I'm just using this opportunity to get a little bit more dialed in, try and improve our positional play a little. Because who knows, there might be opportunities where we don't have such a good chance and we have to be careful of
49.
playing smart.
This looks relatively easy.
Just noticed the brown and the yellow ball have changed spots. Bit of a game to spot the difference there. I did look and think, does the yellow normally go there? No, of course it doesn't. You do doubt yourself a little bit sometimes, I think. Yeah.
Just the colours to go.
Bit of side to get onto the screen. Nice pot. Quite an interesting draw though, isn't it? To meet John at this stage. One of the disadvantages, though, being a little bit further down the ranking table, I guess, is that your draws at this stage are a little bit harder. Obviously, if you were 5th in the rankings, then you'd be in the position of John Higgins, potentially taking on a number 10, the likes of... Ooh, that's close. That's close, and we've gone in off. We need to avoid that in the future, but it's absolutely fine. We're well clear in this frame. Imagine doing that in a decider. But anyway, we level the frames up. Yeah, it'd be somebody like Kyron Wilson or Jack Lazowski we'd play in 10th, which for us wouldn't be too much of an issue, I don't think, at least. Certainly in our better form. I know we lost to Kyron Wilson our first match of the season at Riga, and we lost to Lazowski at the 6 red, so that's probably a completely rubbish analogy, but oh well. But from this break-off, John Higgins has given us a cracking chance to make a start here. Feels very reminiscent of our match against Willow in the semis of the European Masters, even though it's the opposite way round. We won the first frame with conviction, which obviously John did win his break, and we look good in this frame. So it's almost like a changing of the guard. I hope it certainly is.
8.
Be nice to go 2-1 up, give ourselves a little bit of security, rather than knowing we have to force a decider. It's never a nice feeling. Certainly a decent start to the frame. 2 reds and 2 blacks, but
9.
gonna have to try and open up the reds. Something that sometimes I'm not that great at doing, to be honest, particularly from this sort of position. Nope. Trying to make sure we don't snooker ourselves now then, which we could well have done. I think we can just get to a red on the edge of the pack though. Yeah, it's fine. Still, could have been embarrassing. So we'll take the 16 points and get back up to the bulk cushion. Although that red has popped its head out a little bit. Should be saved by the blue. Apart from that, a good safety.
He'll be pleased with that. It looks
Yeah, David Enden seems to indicate there's nothing on, which is good.
16.
And John has opened up the balls, so almost felt like a good decision to... Well, it wasn't so much decision, but fate, as you might call it, to not get onto the red. Because I think it's fair to say that there's a few reds we can get onto here.
Quality queuing there, really good.
Got a real good chance.
1.
Maybe not to go and win the frame, because we're not in the best of form. We're a bit rusty in terms of breaks, which is weird, because there shouldn't be any reason why we are. There's not been any gap in me playing or anything like that, so I'm not particularly sure why this is happening, but I think you just go through good patches and bad patches, I guess.
going for the left corner pocket.
But beating John Higgins would suggest you're not in that bad a
Queuing.
run of form.
5.
Long way off that though yet, so can't get ahead of ourselves. Put the yellow back on its spot. We've actually overplayed
A
that,
bit awkward here.
7.
but should be a red fine for the middle. We're actually going to go for this red and try and get straight in it, but as you can see, we didn't quite do that.
He'll want this to drop into the centre pocket.
Nevertheless, another red potted. Maybe a more difficult one later down the line. This is fairly self-explanatory. Blue to pot here.
He's going for it. That's just magnificent.
What about that for a positional shot? Perfect.
13.
Oh, didn't want to quite hit it 100%.
Decent position on the pink here.
It's okay.
14.
Might look to play a bulk colour though. Mind you, we risk being on nothing here, so I think it might as well be yellow and then just a hit and hope shot. There's not a lot on here, but we've hit the pink, which has cannoned into a red, and well,
Goal at the moment.
sometimes just works out. Hit and hope is quite literally what it says on the tin. Sometimes you don't do it well at all, and sometimes it ends up being a nice little opportunity bringer. Just wondering whether we can get... I think we should be able to get to the pink. Shouldn't be any issue. Yeah, good position.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner. No problem there.
Good pot and nice position.
Very well
Can't
here.
complain.
23.
Just a little bit tight when you're playing these sort of shots, that's all I'd say. To get position. That's fine, we were going for the blue. Just didn't want to take the risk playing at close quarters for the pinks. I've got many memories of that sort of shot going wrong.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner. Excellent.
But it's a delicate one here.
Great cueing.
You have to be careful that we don't
29.
get out of position, which easily can happen. I'm just tempted, you know, to try and go for the black. Which could be a real stupid mistake. I'm just going to check it goes. I'm 99% sure it does. Yeah, absolutely fine. Didn't want to look like a Burke, though, if we got down there and it didn't. Seems like a good opportunity to get the ball back on its spot. Good pot. Requires a
Perfect position.
nice cut on this red, so
37.
not a favoured shot of mine, but it should be okay.
Drop into the pocket.
Yeah, it's there. That's okay.
38.
Use our old pal blue. Tricky shot, mind. Probably the trickiest the Blues have had to play all sorts
Well,
so
no
far this
surprise
game.
here with the long pot attempt.
But luckily, it's well cued and a nice shot. And from 1-0 down and feeling a little bit under pressure, we are very close to actually leading this match.
Just the red required here.
And we've got the red we require, so it is Snooker's required from this point.
Effectively shuts out his opponent in this frame.
Once again, it's been in 2 visits, but we played well so far. So I think we can be pleased with that.
51.
Got the cannon off the other red, which we should have really thought about, but bit of good practice to try and cut a black, I guess, but it's a trickier shot than I might have imagined, so we'll go up for the yellow, which in real life wouldn't probably be a shot that you'd favour over that black, but
Got it. What?
clearly there, it's not too bad.
54.
They liked that shot, didn't they?
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
And all of a sudden, we're starting to develop a little bit of form here.
55.
No real problem here.
John will look back at the match we played against Mark Joyce and thought, where the hell's that player gone? It's encouraging to see, though.
62.
Not all over yet, though. We can't get on our high horse just yet.
Perfect pace.
All happy clappy.
63.
He's a century on here, though, if we are careful about it. Well worth trying to play for that,
70.
even though the frame is all over. So potential break of 105 on here.
And this with a lot of power.
Beautifully done.
Trying to get back on the black. But actually, I'll play the pink here. Do I? Do I play the pink? Yeah, we're a little bit too straight on the black to get any solid positions, so makes sense to me. Don't want to particularly go in off here. Just need it. Maybe we don't need to play that
Centre pocket
with
here.
so much top. Isn't worth the risk. As you see, it still gives us decent position for a longish pot on the yellow. It's fairly straight. Just requires us to
Colours
play
remaining.
pot into the middle on the green, which from that position isn't all that bad.
79.
Fairly straight, as you can see. It's just your luck whether it
He's really tricky.
drops in or not. Ooh, well, I thought on that occasion we were lucky, but we weren't. So, unfortunately, not a century break. We've both been fairly close, but a very nice break, albeit, and we lead John Higgins. We've turned it around from being 1-0 down, and we now lead by 2 frames to 1. And it's our break off in this 4th frame.
Opportunity to really turn the screw on his opponent.
Didn't want to quite hit that full ball. It's okay, though. We always play a very cautious break-off anyway, so should it go wrong, there shouldn't really be too much issue. It's quite a nice shot from our John, though.
Excellent safety shot.
Can't believe how close that was to hitting the blue. Need a little bit of help from the cushion, though, and I think we've got it. If this keeps running, green should block the route to that red.
Great shot. That's a really good safety.
And he might well be in a spot of bother here. There aren't many options for him. And jammy git, eh? What a jammy sod. He hit the red on the way back, and it just so happens that... I can't believe that. Just so happens that we couldn't get to it at all. So, got to hope for a little bit of luck here. I think we've got it. Brown should cover it.
So he's looking to play safe again.
It's just a safety, so the player who's playing always has that risk of leaving that red on. Oh, he's just about got away with it there, is John. Very tempted to play a shot like that, you know. Very much is. It's also tempting to play safe, but it's very tricky to certainly get the backspin on that required. So just another safety, and hopefully, it doesn't look like we've got the pace here, but I'm going to say hopefully it's going to get back up to the bulk, but he's got quite a nice position actually to play this to the middle pocket. Pardon me. I'm glad we had that frame buffer, certainly. Or else this could be a little bit embarrassing. Yep, no surprises there, he's potted it. A little bit out of position here, though.
No.
And he's missed the blue. So for that mistake we made, we only gave away the 1 point. Can we get to this blue? This red? God, I tell you what, John's having a bit of luck today, isn't he? Really is. So back up to the bulk we go. And that is going to make Kieran a little bit awkward. Of course, he's got this shot that's pretty straight down the table. Couldn't go wrong, though. Oh, he's going for this one instead. That was a bizarre shot to go for, I have to say. Especially when there was this, that he surely could see this. So, I'm not entirely sure what John was doing there. But it's there. Good pot. Now, well... certainly a bit of fun. I know we're not on a red, but I'm just looking for next time. That will just go if we can get back to this position. And reds that will go are in
playing for the right corner here.
Small numbers at the moment. We've overhit that, so potentially it's not going to happen. But we might well have a chance on something if we just look for it. As you can see, there's your prime example. Should have really checked the black, shouldn't I? Nevertheless, blue will go. It's not a nice shot along the cushion, but
this isn't easy.
Should be okay. Good shot.
10.
This is what you'd call one of my more unorthodox decisions.
Looking to run this along the cushion.
In this frame. But two tricky shots, and we've done well in both of them already, so that's a good sign. Use the blue as a bit of backup, and hopefully get fairly straight on the red.
The long pot's on, and he's going for it. Another great long pot.
Don't mind a long pot, do we?
16.
Right. The only complex thing here is that we can't get to the black for now. So we need to move the 2 reds around it if we can. That's 1 gone. Arrivederci.
17.
Not queued that so great this time. Makes it a bit awkward to get our position, but guess we'll try and just
We know what a
hope this
prolific
goes
long
right
putter
off the
he is,
cushion.
so I'd assume he'd take this on.
It's a cracking pot.
High
Not
quality
quite got the
red.
position for that red, but
Or, that's for sure.
might well see if there's something else on. And there is. Of course, black will go from the other side, so just need a forgiving cannon on these reds to get position.
Good split.
Yeah,
That's really open.
very forgiving actually. Came exactly where we wanted it to. So, play the black for the first time. It still is a little bit awkward, so play the black. Get a little bit lower, of course, so we can see the red. Hopefully we can see it. But there are options to the middle if we got that wrong.
30.
But no, we can see it, so means the black spot is nice and isolated, which is the way we like it.
Nicely onto the colour.
God, I'm surprised that we've not met met Folds' exacting standards to getting onto their cushion there. Not being too off with the cue ball. I'll just see if we play this black, what are the options? Not as many as I thought there'd be actually. That's a potential. So, tricky position after this, but let's see how it goes. And that's just about okay, I think. Should be able to see this to the middle. We can. Nicely picked out there. Need this to go right though.
This is really tricky.
He's right there, but that's a good shot. Nice pot.
Position looks very good here. He's played that very well.
39.
Hopefully try and get on the somewhere near to the cushion.
40.
Didn't really work, but we're still okay. Try it. Long pot on the red. I'm actually going to try and nick this into the middle. It's tricky. There's not much room for it, but
Going for it.
I'll give it a go. Nice and soft.
No, not this time.
No, not worked out.
A miss, nonetheless.
So John has got a chance.
Neil Robertson.
Rather frustratingly. Would have liked to have done that in one visit, but
This into the
it's always going to be
right
tricky.
1.
But it has to be said from here, unless he's playing the layup behind, I can't see where his position is going to come from. But, well, he clearly knows better than me what he's doing. Never predicted that sort of shot from where he was.
I can't see any problems here.
4.
A little bit awkward on the black, but he's okay.
11.
And this is, again, a shot that I wouldn't fancy taking on the red, unless he's going to the one to the middle, I suppose, the left by the pink. Might see that. I don't think we could, though, before, but as he's close to it, he might well see it. Taking a long time over this, though.
here.
Bloody hell, he's playing this to the top right. And you know what? He's got it. Wow.
Amazing.
Lovely, clean pot.
12.
Bloody hell. It's the mark of a special player. Going for that with such bravery, knowing it could well be your last shot of the match if it goes wrong.
18.
But these 3 reds don't look too bad, actually, now. As long as the position for correctly. Should just be 1 by 1 by 1, and we're going down to a decider, it looks like.
Pace is very important.
He certainly wasn't playing a safety there. I was a bit confused at the camera angle.
$31.
Should be fine into the middle, you'd think.
He's taking this on.
Oh! Well, well.
John Higgins. 31.
John.
Pace will be very important with this shot.
To try and get this safe. Which he certainly succeeded in doing. He was a little bit lucky in that he didn't leave us with a chance. Considering he missed that red, but well, he's given us one now. So can we clear up here? And
He's aiming for the left
and
corner
beat
here.
Higgins with a frame to spare. That's the first red.
What a top pot that was.
Position's not too great here, so we've got to be careful of that.
1.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt.
Come on, pink. Beautiful, lovely.
Well, that's just outstanding. Superb pot.
So 21 ahead. There's the last red gone, so just the colours to go.
8.
It's not the best position on the pink, but it's the only ball we need, so seems wise to go for this. It's a risk,
For snookers required.
but if it goes, it's snookers required, and it is.
Down it goes.
So I don't want to say anything too early, because it's not all over just yet. If we miss a ball, John could well come back to the table, but it looks like we're through to the quarter-final.
Well, an excellent pot.
Back to our good form.
16.
Haven't really seen much, John, after
This is no gimme.
that first frame clearance.
That's an
It's a nice
absolutely outstanding pot.
19.
Wasn't quite a clearance from John, but it was a good break, and as I say, since then he's not really been in the game from an attacking point of view anyway. That was a real chance for him to get back into it, but he missed the red to the middle pocket, which seemed, well, none of these shots are easy, but it seemed like a good chance. Fairly straight shot. He mucked it up, and that was curtains for him. Played a good safety.
Coming up.
He couldn't get a reply to it, and that's how the match has ended. Unfortunately, we missed the pink. He's probably going to go in off, but not really going to worry about it because he's 36 behind. 36 behind with 13 to go, so he's going to get up, shake my hand, and another win against John Higgins.
Frame.
So the good run against the Wizard of Wishaw continues, and we are through to the quarter-final of this event. It's a bit of a body blow for John to be out of the last 16 stage, but I think all things considered, a win that we deserve. So, last 8. I'm not going to look at the screen. If I can predict a name, I'm going to say Ronnie. We haven't played Ronnie for a long time. I'm going to say Ronnie here in the last 8. Could be wrong. Let's see who it is. Ooh, another tricky match. Very tricky. So we faced Mark Allen in the quarterfinals. We faced him in the last 16 of the last tournament. And, well, I won't say it was easy, but Mark Allen was a man who was half asleep. So, truthfully, I wouldn't mind facing a man who's half asleep in this quarterfinal next. But an interesting draw against Mark Allen, especially with John already out. So, if John and Mark go, semis, it's going to be one of Selby, Trump or Willow. I'd have to say it'll probably be Williams. And then the final, Selby or Trump. I mean, that being said, though, Mark Williams is on a good run. So, it does make me think what might happen here. We've got a bloody digger outside, so I'll close the window. But, should be a very interesting end to this tournament. Got Mark Allen in the quarters. I think that's a really good chance for us to go through. And then let's see what happens in the semis if we get there. But if you guys have enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well. And subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday and on a Sunday. But apart from that, thank you very much for your company today. I've been TIJ Gaming and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye for now.